Hey, uh, episode 3, January 7th, 3:30 after unification. Philippe,
Yes.
you're in the mess hall with everyone else. It's currently, let's say 7 a.m. Actually, no, 11 a.m.
Oh. All right. Well, Philippe's just picking at his food as he contemplates over the, recent event.
It's been 2 weeks now. How you feeling as CAG?
A lot of work, but, it's what he's here to do.
Nora,
Yes.
because you are now executive officer, you've also been brevet promoted
Oh,
to captain.
Captain.
How are you feeling about that?
At least it isn't any higher. That's all Nora's thinking. It's just at least she's still in the field.
Well, Philippe's still in the field and he's a major.
Philippe got promoted way faster than she was thinking. She hope that record does not continue.
Okay, guys, in about 4 months, he'll be Commodore.
Fuck.
Commodore is a position, though, Swappy, not a rank.
Oh.
Do you perhaps mean colonel?
yeah, we can go with that.
Well, Jeanne, you've had a few more sorties since that day on Christmas Eve, but you haven't really gotten into any serious scramps since then?
No, we haven't, which, is good. That's not exactly a bad thing. Means less less fighting, less having to potentially shoot down someone, and keeps the people around her, her squad out of harm's way, which is good. Generally, if there's no fighting, things are okay, unless you're the captain.
The job is to keep the peace, and there's less fighting, then the peace is being kept, right?
Yeah, the peace is being kept. It's just that the captain keeps saying we should firebomb a village or something. I don't know.
Something out of pocket.
Yeah. But no, yeah, everything's been going well. Everything's been going good as long as you said, as long as there's no fighting, the peace is being kept to some degree. Of course, there's probably fighting in other areas of Jupiter, but that's not where we are at the moment.
That's not where you are at the moment. That is correct. How are you finding the increase in paperwork, Jeanne?
Well, it's helping out, it's helping, Philippe, so she's not too opposed to it, but man,
It's
Philippe wasn't kidding.
It's like
it
five
really
to
is
six times the work, so...
Yeah, oh boy, Philippe was not kidding. That surely is an increase in paperwork. But, they definitely have the time for it.
Jamie.
Yes.
How are you finding these last 2 weeks in Saturn?
I assume that it's been the standard mix of like boredom and terror, whatever we actually do end up at action again. But
Not more boredom as of late.
yeah, well, this isn't his first like deployment, so he's used to that being part of the expectation.
I see. You all see a sergeant walk through the mess hall with a giant bag. And because this is an anime, it has in nice black letters written on it, mail. Mail. And you see some people walk over to this sergeant, and he starts handing out letters and such, care packages, that sort of thing. And you hear him yell out, "Chevalier? John, Chevalier?"
Here, John will speak out and kick off. Or are we in low gravity or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she'll kick off and head towards the mailman.
What did you just call him?
The mailman. She, kicks up to the mailman. The person giving us the letters. And, just says, "I'm here."
Here you go.
And
He hands you
she'll
the letter.
take the letter and take a look at it, see who it is from. Although I have a feeling it's from her family, because who else?
Your mother.
Yeah. John will smile, clearly happy to be hearing from her family after a while. She hasn't heard from them in a bit, ever since really getting assigned to Jupiter. So she's going to, kick off and head somewhere more private.
Philippe, Nora, Jamie, you all see Jeanne go her separate ways.
Alrighty.
Jeanne, where do you want to be secluded in?
I suppose my room, my quarters.
You arrive at your bunk, and thankfully your roommate isn't in.
Right. Okay. She'll make her way to her desk and open up the letter.
The basics of it is it's a letter from your mother specifically. Things are good on Earth. And it's mostly just an update on what your siblings have been up to. They're enjoying the winter break right now. They miss you that you weren't there for Christmas and New Year's. And there's an attached 20 fettle bill.
John will take the bill and kind of give off a small, breath, a small sigh, kind of chuckle, as she'll just mutter to herself that, "Not that I'll be actively using it. Not that I'm actively using money, Mother." And she'll put it away in her wallet before going to write a letter of her own, telling them that she's happy that they're doing so well on Earth, that to extend her apologies to her siblings for not being there on Christmas, especially on Christmas. It was quite lonely celebrating Christmas on the ship, at least the more religious aspects of it. Everyone else was mostly about the present giving, which isn't that surprising, but still.
Actually,
At least,
that wasn't the worst part.
What was the worst part?
Well, let's just say because the Pope is Jovian.
They were actively crashing on Christmas?
Yeah. That,
Yeah.
or, the association of religion with communism in the last 90 or so years has sort of meant that Federation policy against religion has gotten much worse.
Yep, sure has. Well, she'll say that,
Because
it
there's
wasn't
like
as,
there is no onboard chaplain or anything of that sort.
yep, that it's a bit difficult, trying to try to do her practices as best she can. Uh, but she's still going strong despite it all. Major Philippe, maybe celebrated with her. Much to the testament of others, but she'll leave that part out, and she'll say that she hopes that Earth will continue to treat them well, and that she will hopefully be their home soon enough.
I see. Philippe,
Yeah.
your name gets called out by the sergeant handing out mail as
What?
Major Guerre.
Very good, Sergeant. Thank you. And he'll take the.
It is for, first thing you notice. It's made out in both Jovian and Inner. You know who that is.
Ah, yeah. My best friend, whose letter has been passed through the censors already. No.
Actually, I'm gonna roll something real quick. Oh, how about that? Actually, it's just an inner, and when you open it up, there's another letter inside. And that one's in both Inner and Jovian.
I thought as much.
What do you do?
Well, Philippe will tuck that away for now, as he's just doesn't quite have time to read it right this moment, considering that after breakfast he's got to go begin getting the squadron ready, figure out what's going on with the leave, get it all organized. Even on leave, these pilots are all his responsibility.
That is true.
But he tucks it away in his, breast pocket to read as soon as possible.
Alrighty. Jamie. Nora.
Yes.
Is there anything you two want to accomplish while in colony? This colony of New Beijing?
Nora's gonna get any paperwork done while she's there. She's not one to really go around and do things.
Well, I regret to inform you that the squadron has mandatory fun time. All 60 of you are heading down to the colony to get drinks.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Nora wouldn't like that, but she'd come along since it's mandatory.
Of course, to show off, in addition to your black berets and your nice fatigues, you are still required to carry your sword, Jamie.
If Jane looked like they were upset about it, Nora would just give them a sharp look.
Jamie, is there anything you're planning to do while in colony?
Probably going to enjoy the quote unquote open air of a colony versus being crammed on a ship, and being able to enjoy life under pseudo gravity with the spin. Go for a run in something that isn't the hamster wheel.
That is an upside.
Make the most of it while they're here, because who knows how long it is before they're back under gravity again.
I see. Philippe returns, and then Courage says, turns to you, Philippe. So, what kind of place are we going to?
Well, to put it simply, Philippe kind of taps his chin. I had to rent out a venue. With this many pilots, there's no way to do otherwise. Thankfully, it has a bowling alley in the back, which will serve our purposes quite well.
Huh. I don't think I've ever played a bowling. Or a bowl.
Well, you won't be doing it today.
Oh, wait, what?
The bowling alley isn't a bowl, Courage. He kind of turns to her and then smiles. It's so you and Banker can begin giving demonstrations and getting the rest of them in the spirit for using these things at our waists now. After all, do you know what a bowling alley and a fencing ring have in common?
Long, narrow walkways.
Indeed. And while it isn't actually effective for real combat to fight like that, it's very fun, wouldn't you agree?
That I would, sir.
So make sure you take Weaver with you and Banker when we head on down there. He seems the most forlorn about it. I think he could do with some cheering up.
Understood, sir. He'll be spick and span, and just you watch.
Glad to hear it. And make sure you all have a few drinks too.
I would be remiss not to take up your generosity.
Philippe just nods and, with that, gives her a, you dismiss gesture while he goes over to check on. He'll check in with Nora,
Nora,
see what she's up to.
turns to you.
Congratulations, Captain Callaghan.
Congratulations to you as well, Philippe.
Yeah, well, I wish it had come across in better circumstances, but we take it and we make it work. You did read over the papers I sent you about my plan for this first excursion for leave.
I have.
Your thoughts?
It's an interesting plan. I don't drink much.
Well, you don't have to change that today. Just have a drink in front of the pilots and then go show them how it's done in the alleys.
So the last time I drank, I got married.
Well, then make it non-alcoholic.
That'll work.
Also, you're married. He kind of raises an eyebrow.
Was.
Oh. Are they alive?
Yes.
I see. Anyways, he kind of clears his throat, awkwardly trying to shift the conversation. My logic is as follows. This unit is going to need an esprit de corps. We already have one as part of, General Debbers' overall force, but this unit needs an identity of its own. We're not going to be an ace unit, even if we already have an ace. We're not going to be, what are they calling it now? An all-star?
I think that's correct, sir.
Indeed. We're not going to be an all-star unit, but we are a top unit. But right now, the pilots don't feel like it. Haven't you noticed that?
I've seen it from comms.
Getting them more comfortable with each other, more familiar, that is the easiest way to bind them together. And when they're bound together, we can begin building up that identity, and then they'll be more effective as soldiers.
I can agree with that, sir.
After all, it's quite difficult to ask someone to die for the Federation's flag these days. It's a different matter to ask them to die for each other. And he presses his lips into a thin line.
Martians don't often have that issue.
Perhaps. but the Federation is more than Mars.
You are correct, sir.
So, show them a little bit of that Martian hospitality tonight. Let's see if we can't make all of them a little Martian. Captain? And he winks.
Yes, sir.
See to it, Captain. And with that, he walks off.
And where does he walk off to?
He's gonna go check on his now official Batman, Jeanne, who has disappeared.
Batman? Question mark.
Yes, Jeanne, now that Philippe is the CAG and is a actual senior officer in this unit, Jeanne's unofficial secretarial duties have essentially been transferred into a semi-official, a much more official one, should say, Batman status of essentially doing all the secretarial stuff and a few other things that make Philippe's day-to-day a little easier so he can focus on running the unit. It's not a tradition every Federation unit has, but the Jutland Dragoons, being a Terran-descended unit with the Danish king as their chief, still engage in some archaic tradition.
I see.
I was gonna make a Batman joke, but I can't think of a quote fast enough.
We'll have weeks to think of one after this, so don't
Where is it?
John.
worry.
Where is
Philippe
John?
goes missing. Where is Philippe? Where is...
Where is it?
Anyways, so Philippe will go knock on her.
And she'll, finish writing her letter, and she'll place the pen down and make her way over to the window, or the door, not the window. That would be very bad. And she'll open it and say, "Oh, Major," and give him a quick little salute.
Don't worry about that right now, Jean. Are you ready to go for leave?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. I want you to accompany Weaver, Banker, and Courage. Stick with them.
I suppose so. I suppose that was going to be the case anyway, sir. But understood.
Normally, you'd be sticking with me. After all, who knows when I need you to clean a spill, he jokes and shakes his head. But in all seriousness, you should enjoy today. Who knows when we'll get our next leave?
And she'll just say, "Right. I'll be sure to try and enjoy myself as best I can."
With that, he nods, and yet again, walks away.
John, is there anything you hope to accomplish in this colony?
Not particularly. I was gonna say make sure Philippe doesn't get too drunk, but seems that's a change of plan. So I guess now it's make sure Courage doesn't get into trouble as her babysitter. But other than that, it's mostly. I mean, I don't know. I don't think has she been on a colony? What's Belt living like?
Oh, so you typically live on what's called a clump coal. It's a bunch of rocks they threw together, and they essentially hollow out most of them, and then put a habitat inside of them. They're generally dog shit compared to a can or a ring world.
Let's see. This will probably be her first time on a actual colony, so that's pretty exciting. Get to see what that's like.
A real O'Neill cylinder.
A real O'Neill cylinder, yes.
Could you roll me keen academics?
Keen academics? Sure, let me get my dice real quick.
Actually,
They're
speaking
right
of
here.
dice, does someone have a D8?
Believe it or not, I do.
You're learning.
I lied. I do not. I only have D10s.
Oh, jeez. One second. How do I grab this? What the hell did I do?
I do. I lied again. I lied twice.
You lied from your lying.
I got a 7.
A 7.
I don't know what we were rolling for, but yeah, it's
A
a 7.
narrative points.
Well, that was a really good roll then. Thank God.
All right, he said keen academics, right?
That I did.
All right, rolling now. That's a 4, so 2 success.
2 success. So, you know as a bit of trivia that the Jovian Union has the biggest O'Neill cylinders in the solar system.
No.
Yeah, so your average O'Neill cylinder, like
I
say,
suppose it's because of the gravity.
no, actually, so something like what Jamie grew up in is probably capacity of 1.5 million people. Usually around 2 to 3 kilometers in length. Assuming it's the same density as a Jovian super colony, it is like 10 times smaller in population.
Wow.
Yeah, so a Jovian super colony. They don't make them very often because they're quite big, but they're around 20 kilometers long, and they house a little under 16 million people each. You don't know why the Jovians do this, though.
Well, if anything, I can always ask a spacer like Jamie. Maybe they know.
You want to go do that?
Maybe if it comes up. But not right now. No. I don't want to walk up and be like, why are these ones big and the other ones small? You know, that's just kind of like...
You're going to hurt a man's pride this way?
Yeah. It's like asking, why is this house a mansion and your house not a mansion?
Oh, that was much kinder than what I was thinking. But anyways.
Okay, then.
Let's see. Philippe, are you going to take some time to collect yourself before going out? Or are you just going to go straight into it and take the squadron out?
I mean, I don't really know what there is he has to collect himself to do. I mean, he's pretty ready to go.
I didn't want to assume.
You know what? I guess in this final moment of preparation, he will take that time to read the letter. Since everything's been accounted for, everyone knows where they're going. Yada.
Okay, then you open up the letter. Inside is, of course, a letter. Who'd have thunk? And an attached photo. If you were to open it up, this is what you would see is on the page. Psst, Ty,
Friend.
That's you.
Friend, delays have always seemed to plague us. There's only so much the couriers of our rings can accomplish during a war such as this, and our correspondence itself is a small miracle. Some may say miracle is an inappropriate term to award the effort of men, but I hope you see my reasoning that it is their effort that creates miracles. Through these growing days, it's thoughts like those that keep me marching. It's the frequency that alarms me now. I'm not used to our correspondence being so swift. Remember when your letter arrived a year late? You could have sworn I was dead. And was it not you who always meandered on about your own family's code even as a child? To call me unsubtle would paint you an elephant, no? Though I jest, I still come to see where our roads diverge. For the life of me, I can never quite crack your enigma. You see such beautiful visions of her Federation's humanity. Your conclusions are not far, but how can you claim to still see unity when her people cannot see reason? You are not a puppet, dear Philippe. It is in people like you in which I see a burning fire, an inferno waiting to be unleashed. And yet you undermine your deeper potential. And for what? There is nothing more sacred than a people's democracy. This we have always agreed. But what good is a people who follow the teaching of Ouroboros and consume their very freedoms before our eyes? This is not an insult to you or those of the Federation, but a warning. I apologize, truly. You're well aware of the passion those born red have for topics such as these. I've never been different. I see our federal politicians, and what always confused me was how clear-headed they've spoken, to devoid politic from emotion. In many ways, this is the reasonable expectation, the prime example of how a rational society should lead. Yet I fear in this separation, some have lost their humanity alongside themselves. In these ways, I see your perspective through a clear lens. I know why you fight, even in what many call hypocrisy. You've heard more than enough of my ramblings for your lifetime. Even heaven may seem too long to wait until my next outburst. I'll report well that I've, too, found my own knighthood, though I'd hardly rank myself a linger among our crew. Don't think I didn't read your message clearly, my dear Major. I congratulate you and your loyal band, yet in the same breath I give my condolences for how you must have attained it. This war is not kind. Our colonial forces are one more matching the plight of my blood than my home, and in that truth I am afraid for both of our sakes what will come next. Please, keep yourself safe, Philippe. I am not a woman of religious persuasion, yet I still dream that perhaps my mother was. I pray for you, and for the future you envision, that the people of her Federation see reason in times of insanity. In spite of my words, I believe in them too. Attached here is a picture I found quite charming. My bunkmate had caught me perusing with your most recent gift. I find myself jealous in some respects. You Franco-Terrans have always had much more taste in fashion than her union, though I need not insult the art she's created in her short life. Sadly, I admit none of these outfits have ever found my taste. I much prefer my olive. Perhaps I'd born a husband, I'd long to see a wife of their nature. I still pray, Valley.
The attached photo is of Sophia in her fatigues, sort of lounging at her bed with a magazine in hand.
All right, Philippe's going to immediately hide that because he knows what military he's in and he knows how that will be received by people. So that goes right back with the letter right into a pocket. Like like you've never seen Philippe move quicker. Like
I guess you got a party to go attend then. What are you thinking about the letter, Philippe?
You know, Zephia's gonna Zephia.
Oh,
There will be no elaboration in Philippe's brain. I'm just kidding. In general, Philippe believes that Zephyia is, just like himself, a product of her environment, and that she would be speaking exactly the same as he is if she had been born in the Federation, and he suspects he would be speaking like she would if he had been born in the Jovian Union. But as far as Philippe is concerned, at the end of the day, he is a soldier in a democracy. That means even citizens who are worshipping in Ouroboros are his superiors and his bosses. To do anything else would be to sully the very idea of a democracy. He essentially, TLDR, he lives to serve.
I see. Nora. Jamie, Jeanne.
Mhm.
You are all congregated with the rest of the squadron. It's pilots, it's enlisted men in an airlock waiting to disembark from the Greg Maze and go on to New Beijing. Nora,
Yes.
Lieutenant Love comes up to you and says, "Ma'am, did the major say what kind of place we're going to?"
We were planning to go to a place with a bowling alley.
A bowling alley.
For some training.
I don't see how bowling's gonna help us.
She taps her sword. Not that type of bowling.
Lieutenant Love looks absolutely baffled.
You'll see.
Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Siesta and Side Saddle come up to you. You know, Scott Rowlands and Isaac Urban. You know, you're a bit a ways from some of the higher ranking officers, and Scott leans into you and says, "Hey, Lace,
Up.
you want, you know, when we're going out, want to try to slip away?"
Gonna be kind of hard for me to do that. I feel like it's probably not the best of ideas. Your wingman isn't the XO.
Eh,
What do you have in mind?
well, it's only going to be us there at this place, right?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but there's gonna be no girls.
We're just gonna look around. It's like, isn't like a third to a half of the? No, never
Then
mind.
Urban says that doesn't count, Lace.
Real quick, how bad does this seem? Because I feel like Federals should probably not go wandering off on their own on random colonies in Saturn.
Yeah, but the brigadier said it was safe, so
It seems like a severely bad idea to me.
Isaac turns. He says, "Come on, live a little."
I intend to live a little longer. And getting caught sneaking off like that probably isn't going to do much for my career prospects. We've got a long time out here, and I don't feel like being stuck on KP duty for the entire time.
That's only if we get caught.
Weaver's just gonna sigh and like pinch the bridge of his nose. Seems like a phenomenally bad idea, gentlemen.
But Think about it. Close your eyes. Scott says.
Closes his eyes and it's him getting shanked in an alley.
What I was gonna go for. So yeah, he closes his eyes and imagines all the terrible things that could happen because that's how Weaver's wired.
Cold beers. Girls for the picking.
Bugged in an alley, locked in the stockade. See, we could both play this game.
Then Isaac says, if you get mugged in an alley, Lace, I don't think I'd ever respect you anymore.
It's the strangest takeaway to take from that, but all right.
You're not gonna tell them, are you?
I'm not going to go rat you out, but on the other hand, if this all goes wrong, just think about the consequences of this before you do anything stupid.
Don't lie.
Yeah?
Is there a chance any of us can overhear this?
You can give it a shot. Let's see. Keen investigate.
Investigate.
Also, I feel this is an important time to remind
Can I
you.
argue awareness?
No.
Fair.
Sorry, I just remembered something. Looking at Weaver's baggage, honest to a fault.
No. I'm not aware.
Good, because I got like 6 successes anyways.
There was no way Nora was gonna win that anyway. Visky is not her thing.
I don't know. You might roll a critical success. The dice tell stories. Enter Philippe. Oh wait, no. That's right. Peri isn't here yet. Jeanne.
Right, Philippe. Yes.
What are
What's
you
it-
doing
what-
while waiting?
I suppose just kind of making sure she has everything she'll need for this excursion. Wallet, ID, gun, I mean,
Sidearm.
sidearm, which is my sword in this case, I guess. You know, some tissues in case anyone gets cold or something, or catches a sneeze at the colony. Instant coffee. Just in case they drink too much and I have to deploy emergency coffee to Philippe's systems. What else? What else is funny to bring? I can't think of anything else. No, yeah, she's just really just getting ready to make sure that she has everything she'll need for this trip. At least things that she believes she'll need.
Hey, Jeanne.
Yes.
You feel your big sister instincts tingling.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
You see...
The boys are up to something stupid again.
Yeah, you see Scott, Isaac, and Jamie talking, and Jamie looks exasperated.
She's gonna turn and actually look at Jamie. Yeah, well, yeah, Jamie, yeah. I was gonna say, she's gonna get a real close look at his face and be like, yeah, Jamie usually only makes that face when someone's doing something stupid. And he's pinching the bridge of his nose. That's a telltale sign. That's like his
Oh,
that's
no,
like his
it's
giveaway.
really bad. He's rubbing his temples now too.
Oh man, it's like it's like Noir. You know, when they would have to fucking show the mocap technology, they'd make them do the most like obvious faces when they're lying. It's like that.
It's like, yeah, why, bro? Why are you doing that with your face?
That's POV.
Then I am going to make my way over to them. And Jean will just say, I hope nobody here is planning anything too out of schedule.
What? Out of schedule? Never, Jeanne.
No forays into the city when no one's looking?
Siesta puts up his hands. Scout's honor.
She looks to Jamie.
Jamie?
He's going to attempt to be stone-faced.
I feel like, despite the fact that honest to a fault has to do with deception, I feel like a negative modifier for this composure poise check still makes sense.
All right. So composure and poise. How much of a modifier do we want on that?
Isn't honest to a fault a -1?
Yeah. This is funny because I both have a -1, but I also reroll fails, so this is very funny to me. Because of the combination of that and cool-headed. Well, that's a fail by a couple degrees.
Please mark that down. You said you had a bonus that you re-rolled?
Yeah, so let's reroll that.
You know, you're not obliged
that-
to re-roll if you don't want to.
Ah, fuck, I fucked up. I shouldn't have succeeded that academics check. I have to.
Well, I already rolled the dice to a like singular success. Oh,
Alright.
sorry, 2 success.
What should I roll?
Keen empathy.
It's a 6, so not bad odds.
Show me a 5.
A 4.
Oh, that's enough. That's 3 successes.
3 successes. She's going to look at Jamie, who's doing the LA Noir thing at the moment. Not as bad though. And she's going to look at what's their names again?
Scott Rowland, call sign Siesta. Isaac Urban, call sign Side Saddle. They're both second lieutenants.
She is going to look to Siesta and Side Saddle. She is going to give them the smile, which is a warning. That is not good territory, and she's going to raise her arms, and she's going to pinch their ears. I hope you two aren't planning to try flirting with anyone again like you did last leave.
You're Scott. Yell out. I didn't know. Oh, that was Shock's thing. How am I supposed to know?
She simply says, and we all know what happened to Shock, right?
Well, yeah, and then she kicked the crap out of me.
Well, I would rather that not happen again. After all, Major did put me in charge of looking after all of you. And she's going to let go of their ears after yanking on them just a little more. Then she'll sigh and just go. Lean forward, point her finger, and just go, listen, you can enjoy yourself, but at least make sure you know who you're talking with. Or at least try not to go to anywhere too far from us in case we need to save you. Promise?
Isaac stands up at attention. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, and then she'll just pat them on the shoulder. Go have fun.
The two of them grumble away.
I take it you weren't planning to join them She's gonna look to Jamie.
God, no.
Well, I'm sure they'll be fine, and if anything, we'll go and rescue them. And then the Major will probably either give them a talking to, or just say, oh well. Knowing Philippe, it's most likely the latter. But I like to think they have good heads on them.
Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the feeling Jeanne doesn't know Isaac terribly well.
No, not especially. Now we're also kind of stuck in that unfortunate situation of if they get themselves in trouble, we now know. And
They broke their scout's honor, so we'll have to deal with them.
Permanently.
Permanently. We're gonna vent them for trying to get laid. But yeah. And with that, John will just simply...
to be fair, so like, listen, I promised I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't hear you make any promises.
That's true.
But suppose it's up to you if you want to, if we're going to the Major on this. This does seem like a bad idea, though.
She says, and she just says, I suppose I'll take it upon myself if they get into trouble.
That's noble, but I'm not certain that's going to work. Keep an eye on those two. Well, you don't have to make a decision until they actually try and slink off.
Right. Well, we can only hope.
Philippe,
News.
you come onto this room where like the 60 or 80 members of the aviation department on board, pilots and all, have congregated waiting for you to arrive so they can all go to wherever it is you're planning on taking them.
Well, Philippe just claps his hands together and goes, "All right, everyone, let's disembark." And he will just lead the gaggle away.
I feel like this is more than a gaggle.
The boys.
This feels like a unit.
Yeah, fucking marching on the bowling alley.
It's almost like it is.
Fucking sorry, I'm imagining like the fucking clone troopers walking up the stairs of the Jedi temple, but it's just the aviation department making their way to the fucking bowling alley.
I really don't want to know who the younglings are in this scenario. Please tell me you're not bowling.
The bowling
against...
pins. Duh.
Bowling pins. A Courage fighting the unassuming pilot who doesn't actually do melee combat.
Lieutenant Courage, we're outnumbered. What will we do? But yeah. So I guess so. First of all, how are we just all walking in a massive huddle of 80 people to a bowling alley,
Hey,
or
Philippe,
do we have like cars?
roll me tact and politics.
Two ones.
A critical?
Yeah, I guess on a very inconsequential roll. Yes.
Add a potential point. What do you want, Philippe?
I got a potential point for renting a building in town. Like, and
Actually,
some
we're talking
vehicle.
about transportation right now.
Oh my god.
Can we?
Look at
Can
this,
that
the
the crit?
absolute state of this federation when that's the potential of our aces is renting cars.
Listen, you got us like 3 fucking buses, bro. That's pretty impressive.
And an armed escort?
Shit, I'm imagining. You know those buses?
Escort?
Okay, you know those buses for field trips, but like the really big field trips to like Disney and shit. You know those buses, the fancy ones.
Like a double-decker?
Maybe. I mean, it might be best to get double deckers.
What's available on the colony, God?
Buses, the metro, public transportation. There is a Space Army garrison in Colony.
I'm gonna say Philippe knew one of the other officers at the garrison and is borrowing some of their ground vehicles since those are familiar to our pilots and whatnot. At least, you know, it's not like shoving them all into a bus.
Alrighty, you've secured enough meeps for everybody. And, you know, utility trucks and that sort of thing.
People are gonna think this is a convoy.
And we'll get going. Hey, Jamie, Jeanne,
Mm-hmm.
while you're driving along, I assume Jamie's driving, yes?
Sure.
You do just sort of hear sporadic gunfire in the colony every now and then.
How? This sounds silly. How unusual is that?
Well, you're seeing none of the other cars or anyone in the street making any note of it.
No one else seems concerned. Cool. So we're in what one might say is a bad neighborhood.
It's actually closer to still kind of a war zone. The fire forts are short at the very least.
Oh well, that's such a relief. You know, he's feeling increasingly good about his idea. Maybe not going for a night on the town, trolling around randomly.
Sean, looking around, what are you thinking about being in an O'Neill cylinder for the first time? A can.
It's very trippy, kind of. You know, she looks up and there's a whole different city above her, and she can see cars in the streets and shit moving above her. It's very, very strange, very fascinating. But you know, very, 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 very. I really don't know how else to describe it except for very, very, unique, very, very much a new experience. You know, much more fancy and better living than the clumps of rocks that she lived on. But also, it feels pretty empty, which is probably on account for how little the population actually is in this colony. That is 10 times the size of a normal colony. But oh well.
Hey, Jamie, Jean, wanna roll me keen academics -2?
So what was the mine?
-2.
Trying to find this clip. Keen academics at what?
-2.
There
Okay,
we
so
go.
I'm gonna fail, but
Twice
actually
it
should
cut
know
out for me
that.
at minus, and then no further info came across for whatever reason.
It's probably because I'm laying on the floor right now.
That seems less than ideal.
That's an 8. That's a failure.
I also rolled an 8 and fail.
Would either of you like to spend an errata point?
I don't think I'll succeed. Also, I forgot I have clueless. So honestly, my chances of succeeding are
Slim.
very, 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 very slim. Yeah.
I mean, if it weren't for the minus, I would have passed. So what the hell? I'll spend and reroll just to say I did.
Alrighty then.
I shouldn't have. Still failed by 1.
Okay then. Neither of you understand the oddly small population of this colony. The entire squadron arrives at this place. I didn't think of a name. Let's think. Yamada's Bowling.
Bill's bowling.
You arrive at Yamada's Bowling.
Okay.
Right?
I didn't know the Yamada company went into bowling in the far future.
Well, Yamada is the smith of Japanese names, so.
Yeah.
So, Philippe, what now? Peri?
Okay, for some reason I forgot I was Philippe. I am here. Please repeat last.
You arrive at Yamada's Bowling. What now, O glorious leader?
Well, Philippe will just turn to everyone and explain what he already has before to a few of the officers. Probably Shock knows, Nora knows. The Rafa leaders know. All right, everyone.
So, like,
Shush.
are they the teachers in this scenario, considering this is just like a big field trip when you think about it?
All right, folks, before you get too excited and into drinking, I'm not going to stop you, but our very own ace pilot, Courage here, is going to be giving a demonstration on those pieces of metal you've got hanging at your waist. And you all get to play with them today. Not those ones exactly, though. And he will gesture to where there is loner fencing equipment, essentially, set up in the bowling alley, alongside a table with just drinks, like various caliber and quality.
The beer pitcher?
Exactly. Self-serve, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great night. Dismissed.
Shaw, actually, no. Milivov raises her hand.
Yeah.
What's the status of dinner, sir?
It is currently, he checks his watch, on the way.
On the way?
You didn't think we were going to get food from a bowling alley, did you? He smiled.
Hey, don't diss bowling alley food.
I regret to inform you, Philippe is French. He is going to diss bowling alley food. It does not have enough butter.
This does not taste like cigarettes. Disgusting.
To have to roll politics again for...
I'll just say you get that rolled in the critical.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
know
feel
what?
like that crit roll just kind of like settled everything for the field trip. Just kind of food, catering, transportation. Probably has each group broken into individual groups with team leaders.
Exactly. He has ordered some local cronian food, some classic diner food, and then, of course, the crowning of all group meetings, pizza. So there are 3 options for people to choose from, as well as a vegetarian option.
Wait, this is the 80s and the military. You think anyone's gonna...
Yeah. You know
There's
what,
a solitary
Philippe?
cheese pizza.
This is the
Vegetarian option
80s.
handled.
This is the 80s with a weirdly progressive European character go mine. Yes, I do.
I see. Jamie?
Yep.
Courage is in front of you.
He'll like slowly look up. Yes.
She coughs into her hand. Mm-hmm. Per my orders from the CAG, I am to teach you how to fence.
Understood. Just an incredibly pained expression goes across his face. All right. See how these work. Which is an insane thing to say about a sword. It's like, yeah, you poke the other guy with it, right? All right. Try not to embarrass me too much.
I'll try not to. Frep. In front of Jamie, you see Courage Edge waddle on over or onto the bowling alley lane as she raises her sword in the ready position, having gotten on pads, as have you. And, as Jamie puts his sword into a guard position, and the screen fades to black, and we will pick up next time.